Down there. Good. Down there. I'll be a piston.
Okay, YouTube. We are now 3 days out. So far, after post-workout check-ins and talking with Coach yesterday, the tentative plan today was keep water right at 7 liters, keep salt at pause the Looney Tunes real quick, keep salt at a quarter teaspoon with 4 whole food meals, half teaspoon with the pre-workout meal. No changes to the vitamin C, the glutamine, any of that. The only change was we're done on the incline treadmill. So yesterday was 17 minutes on the incline. Today we're just gonna go do a 20-minute walk outside. And he said, walk like you're a little bit late to class. So just a little fast-paced outside walk this morning. It's beautiful. I have my patio doors open. It's like 60 degrees right now. So sweats and a hoodie. I just sent check-ins over, as always, having my morning drink of 16 ounces of water, 4 ounces of aloe vera juice, 20 grams of glutamine, half teaspoon IP6, and a scoop of electrolytes. And then shortly I'll make my coffee and then head out on the walk. 30 minutes of steps is still in, so probably do 2 15-minute walks on my walking pad throughout the day. And then tentatively food is the same. So it is just after 5 a.m. I'm waiting on Coach's response to see if food changes, because he said based off the morning weight and the morning pictures that food may change, or it may change after post-workout. So, but for the time being, we're running the same food as yesterday, so about 475 carbs again. Fat's still pretty low, right around 25, and then protein's still right around 245. So that's what we got. I woke up this morning at 205.2. Yesterday we were 204.4. So about 0.8 pounds ish of fullness. I can't really tell where it's going in the physique. I think my back is actually filling out a little bit, but sometimes my back takes the most to fill out, whereas my chest and shoulders and arms will start looking fuller sooner. But yeah, there's a little more fullness, I think, in my chest and shoulders. The legs are still holding a little bit of inflammation, which is why we're reducing cardio. And then I think we'll kind of do the same. Yeah, it's a little bit of overall fullness, a little bit in the lower back, a little bit fuller throughout the chest and shoulders. So slowly filling up here after like 425 or 440 carbs Monday, 470 carbs yesterday. 3 days out, we're planning on another 475 carbs today. But like I said, that's subject to change. I don't eat my first meal till about 7 a.m., 7:30ish. So I still have about 2 hours, and that gives Coach plenty of time to manipulate anything if he sees fit. So like I said, finish off this drink. I am not working today, Wednesday through Monday. I haven't taken more than a single day off in a year and a half. So I'll be checking emails for sure, just because that's who I am. I can't not check emails. I take a lot of pride in my job and my business and my clients. So, but it is nice to not have to worry about working today and the rest of the week. Just be in a parasympathetic state as much as I can. Nap, watch movies. Today we're going to start the shaving and finish it all. So I think after my morning walk, the shower I have before breakfast, I'm going to get my arms, chest, and stomach done. And then later tonight, my girl will come over and she'll do my legs, my back, my neck, and we'll get all that knocked out. Exfoliated last night. I'll exfoliate a little bit more this morning, and then get to shaving. And then tomorrow I'll shave my face, and then I will take a shower with Dawn dish soap, and we're gonna do a coat of Protan. So my girl will put on a coat of Protan overnight. I'll sleep with that on. I'll rinse it off Friday morning, and then I have a tan with liquid sun rays Friday evening at 5 p.m. and then another one Saturday morning, probably around 5 or 6 a.m. So we do, because I'm a pretty white human being, so I want to do a coat of Protan the night before to get a coat on there for sure. But you wash with Dawn dish soap to get any types of oils off of you, any chemicals, stuff like that, so that the Protan sticks to you better. So shaving in between meals. Today's delts and arms, and like 50%. So I'll probably do 8 or 9 sets of delts, 3 front, 3 side, 3 rear, and then I'll probably do 3 sets of bis and 3 sets of tris, and get on out of there in like 45 minutes. Take same as this whole week, take post-workout pictures and post-workout body weight. So I'll let you know here in a bit if coach changes any of the food or manipulates water. Again, like I said, 7 liters, same salt, same vitamin C, same glutamine, same digestive enzymes every meal, all that good stuff. So I'll adjust that, and I'll let you know how the lift goes. I'll put up the post-workout posing video again, let you know any adjustments to go along. 3 days out, Whitney Jones Classic, here we come, baby. All right, so no changes by coach for the first 3 meals. I'm 2 meals in right now, and we're getting the pre-workout meal ready, getting the intra workout ready. So I already have my 1.5 scoops of Silo 9 EAAs and hydration in here with 1 liter of water. We do 1.5 liters intra. This is, I just cracked the 5th liter of water. So generally by the time I'm done training, I'm about 5 liters of water in, because this would also go into my pre-workout. But pre-workout gets pulled today, so no pre-workout, but I'll probably finish this with meal 3 anyway. The other stuff that goes in the intra is 3 grams of taurine, generally 10 grams of creatine, but that got pulled Monday, so 5 days out we cut out creatine. Then we have 10 grams of glutamine as well. And like I've discussed, we're doing 5 grams of glutamine with every whole food meal as well. So what I'm going to do is put a little bit of water in the shaker. I know I'll drink about that much water for sure with this meal. Put another 5 grams in there. It's unflavored, it doesn't really affect the taste. If you do it in a super small amount, it might be a little chalky, but it's not bad. So I'll drink this with the meal, 5 grams of glutamine. Also, 2 grams of vitamin C with every whole food meal. Digestive enzyme before every whole food meal. So I'm gonna stick this in the fridge. 1.5 scoops of Silo 9 hydration EAAs, 10 grams of glutamine, 3 grams of taurine. Keep this out, might finish liter of water number 5. I'll definitely have at least this with the meal. Like I said, no pre-workout, but I still want a little bit of caffeine, so this is just a shot of espresso. Delightful. I'm heating up the pan right now for our chicken breast. My favorite way to do it is to cook the chicken in the air fryer or the oven, and then heat it up in the pan. If I have the luxury of eating at home, which I do, probably 75 to 85% of my meals I eat at home. Very blessed in that way. Big old bowl. Costco, you get 4 of these things, $14.99. They're great for cream of rice, large meat and rice meals, meat and pasta, large salads. Perfect bodybuilder meal. You get one of these at Target, they're like $14 each, and they're not quite as big. Costco, man. They got freaking everything. All right, so chicken breast. This is just seasoned with basil, black pepper, and garlic. I don't season any of my foods with salt. We measure salt after so we can control salt and water. I did that all prep. So we got 6 ounces of chicken breast here. And then our carb source is white rice. We have 330 grams of white rice just sitting over there in the rice cooker, just ready to go. Ooh. There we go, 6 ounces. Throw this in the pan real quick. Then we are also, with this meal, doing 40 grams of organic dates. Love me some espresso, man. In between meal 1 and meal 2, did some packing for the hotel. Pretty much got all my clothes and toiletries, everything I could pack, I got packed. Only thing left to pack will be all the food. So I even packed, NPC card, bands for backstage, clothes for tan, clothes for dinner afterwards, all that good stuff. But we'll have to pack the chicken, the beef, the rice, the potato, cream of rice. I did pack some rice cakes and Rice Krispie treats in case we use those backstage. But then I had meal 2, or I did a 15-minute walk out of my 30. So I only have 15 minutes left to do later, which I'll probably do in between my post-workout meal and meal 5. And then I threw on Ironman 3 with meal 2 and took like a 20-30 minute nap. Woke up, and even though I'm off of work, I've spent the last 2 years building a very successful client base and business, and I take pride in that. So I still did about 20-30 minutes of emails, texts, and just catching up, staying in the loop, doing some quotes, making sure everything's going smooth. And then here we are, about to have our pre-workout meal, and as discussed, it is delts and arms on the menu. So like I said yesterday, pretty much do 3 sets of side delts, 3 sets of rear delts, and 3 sets of front delts. Probably 1 pressing and then 2 front raises. And in the pressing, I'm just, we're going 50%. So just mainly focus on the stretch and just kind of pump blood in there. And then 3 sets of biceps, 3 sets of triceps probably. Wrap it up in 40 minutes. Get Tommy post-workout posing video. We have to bring our body weight scale to the gym. So we want post-workout body weight, about 5 liters of water in, 3 meals in. And we want to keep the weight consistent. We don't want to use the gym scale because scales have a variance of, a couple pounds. So let's come on over here and get our white rice. And then the last thing with this meal, so generally we do 1/4 teaspoon. Look at this. I'll tell you what, this week's been so nice opening up and actually getting a lot of rice, 330 grams. But last thing we get with this meal, so we normally get 1/4 teaspoon pink salt on all my meals. This week we're doing a 1/2 teaspoon with the pre-workout meal. So I'll do a 1/2 teaspoon of pink salt on top of all this. And then we're also doing 1 rice cake. So again, same plan as yesterday. For now, he might change it based on our post-workout weight or look. But as discussed, we added 50 grams of rice to meal 2 from the first day, and then a rice cake pre and post workout. Man, I am not getting anything on the dot today. Oh, there you go. Right as I say that. Here we go. 330 grams white jasmine rice. And we will pull out caramel rice cake. And then our post-workout meal is 100 grams of cream of rice, 1 scoop of whey, and 1 rice cake, which I'll do probably 100 grams of chocolate Elevate cream of rice. And I'll make that before I leave and put it in the fridge so it's ready when I get home. And I'll do that with a chocolate rice cake crumbled over the top and chocolate flavored ISO H1 weight drizzled over the top. So yesterday I did salted caramel cream of rice with a caramel rice cake and salted caramel ISO H1. So triple caramel. Today we're gonna go triple chocolate. So there we go, caramel rice cake. Chicken is all grilled up. So I like to cut it in about this size to cook it evenly, and then when I put it in here, we just cut it up a little bit more. It's just way easier to flip it when the pieces are bigger so that it cooks evenly. Whereas if you put it in smaller pieces and you kind of shake them around and try to flip them, it's either you're flipping 40 pieces of chicken, or if you're just kind of shaking the pan around, they're bound to just not cook as evenly. So my girl discovered this way, where you cut it into bigger, longer slices to heat it up, and then you just cut it down to your desired size after. All right, 6 ounces of chicken. We'll take our 40 grams of dates, throw that in there. Unfortunately, all sauces got pulled Monday as well. All right, digestive enzyme vitamin C. These are some of our glutamine water. No sauces, so the meals are a little bit drier. But I mean, having the rice straight out of the rice cooker makes it better than doing frozen or in the fridge. Just more moist. And then I've been topping everything just with black pepper and cinnamon. And honestly, the simplicity's not bad, so just a little bit of fresh cracked ground pepper, a healthy amount of cinnamon. There you have it. Boom. 6 ounces of chicken, 330 grams of rice, 40 grams of dates, and a rice cake. And man, I tell you, if this was an off-season meal and I was, you know, fatigue was down and we're pushing the calories and I get a pump pre-workout and I'm recovered, I mean, this meal would just create the nastiest pump. Right now, it's not totally the case. It's because our body's still fatigued and we're lean, but there you have it. And I'll check in post-workout, see if coach has any other changes. All right, so we just wrapped up delts and arms training, about 45 minutes. Posed, sent videos and weight to Tommy. So post-training weight was 211.0. I still have this much left. So water intake's pretty much the same, just under 5 liters. I might have had a little bit more yesterday, just because cardio was a little higher, and same with Monday. I think it was like pretty much exactly 5 liters, or just under, where I have this plus a couple sips at home to hit 5 liters. Just because I haven't, you know, wasn't sweating as much on the treadmill, because there was no treadmill. But so about 0.2 pounds down from yesterday's post-workout, but I really just think it's kind of the water. This is the most detail I've seen in my chest, shoulders, and arms. So I mean, we did just put some blood in there. It was nice to finally feel a little bit of a pump again. I haven't had that feeling in a while, so that was nice. But the chest, the shoulders, and the arms are what fills out first for me. So the back and the legs are slowly loading. I did finally see a little bit more detail in my hamstrings. And you can tell the back slowly filling up. So we'll see what Tommy says, if we're gonna ride with the rest of the plan as is today for meals 4 through 6. But he said for now, post-workout meals the same. So as I said, I made 100 grams of that chocolate Elevate cream of rice before I left. It's in the fridge. And then we're gonna do a scoop of that whey drip and a chocolate rice cake. And I still need to meal prep my ground beef and sweet potatoes for meal 5. So if he manipulates that, puts more sweet potato in or adds rice cakes or whatever, it won't be any issue. And then meal 6 is, as planned right now, would be 6 ounces of chicken, 150 rice, and 40 green beans again. I could see him maybe starting to throw in some fats to try to help some of this stick. But also, this is the 3rd day in the row of over 400 carbs, and we're slowly loading. So I might wake up tomorrow, even if we don't add fats, fuller and drier. So we'll see what he says. If everything stays the same, if meal 5 and meal 6 stay the same, you won't hear from me again. I will put up the post-workout posing video after this, and then I'll see you for 2 days out, unless there is a change to the food. So thanks for watching. God bless.